knew it, I caught it, I knew it. God, it's been a long day, and I am not dealing with this setup very well at all. To the top right hand side, we're going to start this one again. Nothing ever happened. It's our Blues League player from Team Liquid, it's TLO. That would have been a great way to start going into the new event, wouldn't it? Haha, fooled you all. We're actually just going to watch the empty webcam box with a WardiTV logo in it instead of the game. Ha ha ha. Bottom left hand side from our team, our Red Pros player is ShoWTimE. Alright, everything is set up. Game sounds is on. We should be all good. Should be all good. Screw them, it's my place now. I'm not quite sure how that's how it works actually. Just because I had the keys like one time. Don't think that's how it works. This guy's awesome, by the way. He had work today. And yesterday, and he's just like, yeah, I'm totally cool with you just streaming from my apartment. Like, I don't, like, it's fine. Like, I was like, really? That's insane. So that was cool. Anyways, let's kick this off. As we're going to see the simulator being thrown down. Second gas early on as the initial expansion's coming up. We remember TLO just played some, we just watched TLO's EVP against Hearthstone, and he played some pretty cool little strats. I'm intrigued to see how it works out against ShoWTimE, who obviously has always been the master of defense and the master of getting into the later stages. Can ShoWTimE be one of the two non-Zerg representatives in this bracket? And can he push on through to the semi-finals, representing the non-ZVZ? You know, we've had so much, there's got so much potential for ZVZ in this bracket. And I will cast Snoot Nurture because I think that's a cool series to cast, but goddamn, if we get like double ZVZ semi-finals and hence a ZVZ finals, I don't even know. I wouldn't even mind a ZVZ finals, as long as the semi-finals aren't both ZVZ. That wouldn't be too terrible. Fingers crossed. Moving in towards the upper right hand side, there's a depth from ShoWTimE. You're gonna look to see what's going on, and there it is, the thingy-bobby. I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back in another sec. I just need to answer it again, I think, because there's two doors. As you can see, there's two adepts though. See, I picked the perfect thing to follow, because these adepts are going to do nothing. But at least you saw them doing nothing. You know? You know? Yeah. Exactly. Look at that. Shading back. Boom. Maybe I don't have to go again. I'm currently just stood up, ready to run back. I'm ready to run back. It feels like the second I sit down, it's gonna go off again because I have to do it twice, but maybe not. Maybe someone went them in at the same time. Anyways, I guess I'll sit down and just cast. So sorry for that, guys. Again, it's part of the deal of getting to invade someone's apartment. We actually let them back in at some point. Oh, God damn it, BRB. Okay, so Oracle is obviously moving around and doing some little bits and pieces here. He's got a couple of kills, and we do see TLO just throwing down the lair around the 4-minute mark, a little bit after 4 minutes, so not super fast. Pretty standard with what we've been seeing lately, and he's going to throw down an evolution chamber as well. Coming down behind this mineral line, so an evo chamber throwing down behind the mineral line, a couple of extractors finishing up on the natural, and those couple of oracles. Well, again, just looking for some trouble here over the next couple of moments. Nexus is being thrown down by ShoWTimE here, as we're going to be seeing the few sentries there to protect it as well. And actually, the Phoenix lifts up the Queen, allowing the oracles to dive on some drones. Nice Spore Crawler targeting from TLO, targets the lower health oracle pretty quick. And so ShoWTimE can't stick around there forever, and so does find himself having to back away relatively quickly. So doesn't do too much with the oracles. 3 draws isn't too bad, and still a nice micro to keep both alive and to keep that energy building for more bits and pieces in the future. There's now Hiveless Den coming down behind the 3rd base, and the Lings a little bit more back and forth to see what else is going on. Cybernexical taking a little bit of damage there. Lings push back once again. We are just going to be seeing the Twilight Council on its way up. A Robo Bay also dropping down now in the main base too. And that Robo Facility with an Immortal is also just being built up at the moment. Lings are going to try and grab the Cyber Core again, but overall ShoWTimE defending everything, deflecting everything. Coming coming his way at the moment. TLO not finding any openings. Going over towards the missile upgrade this game, very different to the bits and pieces we saw him doing against Hearthstone in that replay we just casted to fill some time before this series. As we are going to be seeing a couple of hallucinated Phoenix moving forwards. Obviously ShoWTimE wants to move on in and just get some information, keep track of what exactly is coming in from TLO. TLO currently on 52 workers and just massing up units, so he is going to go pretty much for Ling Hydra focus, kind of all in base attack. Now the first Colossus is only just on the way, so it's not really going to be out here in time to really do a lot on this. As we're going to be seeing the Stasis Ward. It's going to be coming on down. Again, a few more Hydras coming across towards the lower left side, as it is going to be ShoWTimE looking to defend at the moment. More Hydras coming in from the top, so Force's coming down to stop further Hydras, as we see right now in TLO. Well, he arrives just as the first Colossus comes in, so that's going to be a big part of this. It's being healed up by the shield battery at the moment, but on the other hand, everything on the low ground is starting to go down, and TLO still has a pretty dangerous number of Hydralists here. Pushing on forwards, another Stalker going down, the shield battery will drop as well. Stalker 2. We are going to be seeing the well, actually another shield battery in the middle line, so TLO with some potential to do damage now. That Colossus in the main bay and the natural just goes down as well. And that really allows further units to keep on dealing damage here. ShoWTimE is running low on supply. He will type out GG, and TLO is going to take game number 1 for this best of 3. Sour players. Up the game to the top left hand side, seems to be on a little bit of a roll today. Our blue Zerg player from Team Liquid is TLO. And to the upper right hand side, our red Protoss player from Armor Team is of course ShoWTimE. Down a map, can he bounce back here on Battle on the Boardwalk? Just the Ling Hydra time from TLO did enough, picks off that Colossus, hits when there's only one Colossus, and obviously no Thermalance is very important. And able to kind of just break through the third base. It kind of looked like it was going to be trouble for ShoWTimE. It was interesting that he took that kind of low ground third, because it's a much more open area to defend. You could see it when he was trying to throw force fields down. He really didn't have a very good time at all trying to block Hydras off from kind of reinforcing. As TLO going to be denied the hatchery on the low ground right away, so it will just be a gas pool to kick things off for him instead here in these earlier stages. So we're seeing this pylon being thrown on down, and we're just going to be having the gateway coming up towards the front as well of the base from ShoWTimE, who will take the gold nexus in the back right corner of the map, which is pretty standard here on Battle on the Boardwalk. We see Protoss players doing this all the time, pretty much game in and game out. We've seen Protoss players going for this sort of thing. I mean, it's just become the metagame on this map, and it really does make it a little bit of an awkward one, a little bit of an interesting one that we are not really kind of super used to seeing. So it's going to be the Cyber Core just coming up as well, getting things rolling, getting things ready, as we do see this probe. It's going to be moving out onto the map as well. So yeah, just going to see the probe moving on through this top side, and let's have a little bit of a look to see what it can get up to. You see the evolution chamber coming down behind the mineral line, and just a couple of Lings on the way out, trying to do a little bit more once again. This probe's still running, still trying to get away. More Lings coming on through here, and with the Evo chamber, TLO looks as though he really is going to commit to the full-on committed aggression, right? This Dropper Lord will morph into the south side and start going towards the gold base. The Stargate from ShoWTimE will help a lot to defend once that Oracle comes up, of course, but he has to get to the point where the Oracle comes up. 2 Dropper Lords being morphed in, both to the south, so it looks as though TLO will just focus everything towards this gold, where currently there is absolutely nothing to defend it. One single pylon. There's also no probes here, but it means that, I mean, if obviously eventually there will be, and ShoWTimE pulls some probes to the side, gets ready to recall those over there. So he is literally delivering those probes to their death in the next couple of moments. As we do see, the Zerglin's just going to be jumping up into those Overlords and getting ready to move in towards this gold mineral line in the next couple of moments. TLO wins this. He's through to the semi-finals, and actually for TLO, if he goes to the semi-finals, he's actually going to qualify himself for the main OSC Championship event as well, because that would put him into the top 50 on points. And that's all you need as those first things come in, and ShoWTimE immediately pulls those probes away from being teleported here to running off into the distance. TLO's not going to waste time on this Nexus. He realizes that just killing the Nexus might not be enough. He maybe just needs to get workers out. Oracle is coming down through, and it will be arriving momentarily as TLO's going to come on either side of this. He's actually going to start targeting the pylon, but there's the Oracle. Pulsar Beam will activate instantly. One Adept down in the wall. The second Adept is starting to drop, but there's probes behind it. And the Oracle will continue to push this away. TLO pulls back down towards the bottom right with a few Zerglings. And the rest of his Zerglings actually heading down south as well. May jump into those Overlords still. He's already elevated and a few more over. Eventually here you would imagine that TLO will get this gold Nexus, because there really isn't anything that can very easily jump down to this side of the map to help defend it. So that's what we're kind of looking at right here, as we're going to be seeing. Again, there's another Oracle on this Stargate coming up in the main. Things still poking and prodding at this Adept in the wall. The Shield Battery finishes and the Adept does get a little bit of a heal up. There's the gold base of ShoWTimE going down, and TLO some good damage here initially. Now we do see the Oracles, of course, are still on the map, and they could be a way to get some damage done. ShoWTimE will start to move through the top side with this first Oracle, and well, TLO throws down a Roach Roar, and he actually has a lot of gas already, so potential for aggression. He's already throwing down the +1 missile attack upgrade. Also just the potential to play safely, right? Get the Roaches up so he doesn't die to a counter attack of a few units, but I mean, based on what he sees, there isn't really much the Roaches are going to help massively with. Obviously they're not going to help against Oracles, and I guess the extra couple of gates on their way now. TLO just running around with these Zerglings still is, I mean, ShoWTimE is on one base, so what's he going to do? Just one base kind of Oracle gateway out? I mean, at this stage, it might just be his option, which obviously doesn't sound great, but I mean, it really isn't. That's the sort of position TLO has put him into here, more or less. This Adept on the other side of this shield battery is not going to be able to do much either. And those Lings are still just running around. So 2 Oracles across the map are going to try and find some damage here. Again, ShoWTimE needs something. And again, what did he do in terms of a base? I mean, he's actually going to start working his way through the shield battery, because he has to get out if he's going to try and use these units aggressively as well. Oracles do fly in, they're just going to commit into the Spore Core. For a moment or two, of course, they can lose, you know, their shields and a little bit of the initial damage as well. But of course, it becomes a little bit painful over time. As you're going to see, this Queen is just going to be able to pick one Oracle off, so already ShoWTimE losing another unit here. Remember, ShoWTimE is one of our 2 non-Zerg players in this round of 8. If he falls to TLO, the ZVZ might be very, very real as we continue to move through the playoffs of today's bracket. ShoWTimE looked good the other day too at Namshar, by the way. We didn't actually get to see those games, but apparently it looked pretty clean and simple when I was just quickly scrolling through the replay to make sure everything was there. And it looked pretty okay from him in that scenario. So I don't know, like right now TLO is just playing monster mode, and I think if TLO can get himself a bracket of ZVZs from the semi-finals on, we could see a pretty solid performance from him, because his ZVZ, I really feel, has been one of his better matchups in recent times in terms of, you know, performances and events and so on. Feels though, especially in Europe, his ZVZ has a great time as ShoWTimE fills off 4 workers but loses another Oracle. He's starting to expand down to the low ground here as we see a few more sentries being added in. These Adepts are still gathering up together with the rest of these units as well. And these probes just kind of transferring between bases. Roaches coming through the top side, a couple of Ravagers as well. We're looking to see what's going to happen. A Balcon is down. Adepts and sentries having to back away for the moment here. It's going to be seen a nice force field. We'll split those Roaches up a little bit. There is a +1 upgrade as the Crows of Val is able to pop the first force field. These Ravagers are able to make it through the next force field anyways. Adepts will continue to get blown up here. These Adepts have some real explosions on them. I'm not sure what's going on with death animations today. It's a little bit crazy. You guys see this? These Adepts are literally blowing up. I have no idea, but anyways, really seeing the shield batteries are being corrosive fouled. Honestly, the shield batteries are going to be out of energy in a moment. But TLO is still trying to push through here. Now he is actually on less workers because he's committed to this attack. And he is not actually making that much progress. ShoWTimE is actually starting to push him back, which is kind of really insane to me. ShoWTimE was just on that one base for so long, but TLO, a few workers going down here and there, which never replaced. Still might break through, of course. I mean, it's not over yet. As you can see, these shield batteries really have been a big aid up until now. Now the shield batteries are gone, it becomes a much different scenario. Great transfusion, the Queen keeps it alive. You're going to see these Adepts continue to get picked away out. We're going to see these sentries now going down as well. They're also without energy, right? So this army of ShoWTimE is getting worse. It doesn't have shield battery backup, and TLO's being very cautious. Suddenly, his supply is absolutely kind of killing it. As right now, Well, ShoWTimE's whopping in a couple more Stalkers. He's trying to use that shield battery in the back, but it really is all he has. Stalkers without any upgrades and TLO. He's just continuing to fight. One probe nearly gets this Ravager, but TLO sees it, pulls it back. We'll actually lose another Ravager here. It's now 30 workers apiece, so TLO's done economic damage to maybe begin to draw him back at home, but he's also still only on 2 bases of his own, right? So he has to be very careful here, as again, it's going to be these Stalkers backing themselves in towards a corner. And now the Lings are going to start joining the fray as well, as some of these Stalkers low on health, they're going to be very quick to fall down. And the Lings are definitely going to help to pick those off as well. One Ravager remaining. Still a couple of Queens around as well, as they've been trading transfuses for so long here. Finally, one more falls. And now even more reinforcement mortars are coming over, and ShoWTimE will just type out TLO. I have to say, quite a little bit of a shock here.